So for Module 7, we've talked about prime and composite a lot. I think you guys have a really good grasp. We were just talking about that 2 is the only even prime number. What about 1 and 0? Do you remember what those are?
Prime.
Mm-mm. No. Neither. 1 and 0 are neither. I'm going to put P for prime and C for composite. You guys can figure that out. 1 and 0 are neither prime or composite. Why is that? Mm-hmm. And I looked it up for 0 because someone was saying, well, anything times 0 is 0. But when I look it up in Google and I looked at 5 websites, they all said 0 has only one factor and it's neither prime or composite. I'm confused on that, so I'm going to research that a little bit more. If you're curious as well, maybe you can land on a website that explains it better than the other ones I've found, okay? So 2 is the only even prime number, okay? After that, your prime numbers are going to be odd, but not all odd numbers are prime. Somebody give me an example of a composite number that's odd and prime. Kim?
51.
51. What's another one?
27.
27. There you go. So you guys that know your facts really well, this is going to be a piece of cake. If I come up with a number like 347, do you guys know if that's prime or composite?
No.
Neither do I. What do we divide by if we are not sure?
3, 5. 2, 5, 7.
Okay, so after we did our notebook activity, we said 2, 5, or I'm sorry, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Sorry, that's out of order. Is this an even number?
No.
So are we going to divide by 2?
No.
Nope. Does it end in a 5 or a 0?
No.
So I'm not going to even bother. Really, 3 and 7, if those two aren't your winner, then you might as well throw it in the prime column, okay? So even when you get to larger numbers and you're not 100% sure, try 3 and 7. You can knock off 2 and 5 really fast, okay? So prime numbers have only one road to them and 2 factors only. Only 2 factors. Are we good on this? You guys gave some examples of composite. 27, I can do 9 times 3 or 27 times 1. It has more than 2 factors, therefore it's composite. All right. Yesterday we did order of operations. My teachers, y'all did awesome. Okay. We talked about PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. With multiplication and division, do we always do multiplication first, guys? No. Why is it a no? For my friends that said no. What do we have to do, Braden?
If there's a parentheses, anything that's in the parentheses go first.
Okay, parentheses always go first, and this includes brackets, which we're about to add on. I showed you guys what that looked like. Exponents, 6th grade stuff. But with multiplication and division, once the parentheses and brackets are knocked off, do you always do multiplication first?
No.
No. How do I know who goes first?
Whoever's first in line.
Whoever's first in line. No cutsies. Addition and subtraction are always last unless it's in the parentheses. On multiplication addition, you go left to write just like you're reading the pages in a book. Would you start a page in the book on the right side of the page and read the sentence backwards?
No.
Same thing with this. So if I have 16 divided by 4 plus 1 minus 3 divided by 3, what would come first? 3 divided by 3. So I'm going to give him a caret. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And just like when we play Candy Crush, what happens to all the numbers? They all fall down. Do, 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 do. So we're going to bring down the 16 divided by 4 plus 1 and the subtraction symbol. What comes next? No, not subtraction. Division comes next. We do not touch adding and subtracting until the very, very end unless it falls within the parentheses or brackets. 16 divided by 4 is 4, so I'm going to give him a caret and bring down the plus 1, minus 1. Now, I do 4 plus 1 first, which is 5, and 5 minus 1 is 4. Do I have my Dorito chip? Can you see all of my thinking? What we're adding on today are the brackets. Brackets are treated like parentheses, but a lot of times you'll have parentheses within the brackets. Okay, I'll show you an example problem and then we're just going to split up and practice this. Brackets are treated the same as parentheses. You take care of first. Okay, I need another piece of paper. So I'm going to give you a problem. A lot of times you'll have more than one set of brackets too. So write down this problem with me. We're going to practice one together before we split up. Be very careful when you're doing these more complex problems. A lot of times what I see people do in this section is they write down the problem wrong. It happens a lot. So make sure when you're writing it down, you're checking your numbers carefully to make sure your operation signs are right and you have all parentheses and brackets as they were originally printed in the problem. So on this one, I have 2 sets of brackets. Which one do you think I should take care of first? Does it matter?
No.
On this, because I'm subtracting after I get rid of the brackets, it doesn't really matter, but I can kind of tackle both of these at the same time. Within the brackets, what do you know we have to do first? Parentheses always. So I'm going to give 7 plus 4 a caret and 11 minus 7 a caret, and I'm going to take care of those first. The 8 times on the outside is just going to fall down for a while because I'm going to take care of that almost last. You keep the parentheses or brackets until you get down to a single number. So I'm going to keep the bracket from above. 7 plus 4 is 11. My times 2 falls down just like we practiced before, and I keep it with the ending bracket. Do you see how I did that?
Yes.
The brackets fall off when you get down to a single number. Now I'm going to bring down the minus symbol and my bracket. Again, 11 minus 7 is 4. And my times 4 falls down. Close up my brackets. I have to keep the brackets and protect my equation until I get down to a single number, because it will throw off your order of operations if you let them fall off too early. Okay? So now within the brackets, I can give these guys both a caret and knock them both out at the same time. 8 times 11 times 2 is
22.
I'm letting go of the brackets because I don't need them anymore. Minus 4 times 4 is 16. Good. A lot of people are going to try to do this before they do this. Why do you think so? Because it's...
Because it started in the bracket.
No. Do kids like to add or subtract better or multiply or divide better? Adding and subtracting is usually easy, so that's why y'all try to pick the wrong one. But I've got to knock out this 8 times 22. Anybody compute it in your head yet? That's what I got too. I'm saving you guys a step. So 8 times 22 is 176. Now my minus 16 falls down. You are going to have problems on your test with bigger numbers. All the little baby numbers under 20 that you guys have been practicing were just to kind of get you used to it. The numbers are going to get bigger a lot faster. Yes?
I know what the sum is.
Okay, not the sum. It's the
Difference, yes.
difference. What is it? This is 160. Good.
Oh, 160.
Mm-hmm. So, do you guys see what I did differently with the brackets? It's really not much different from what you did yesterday. You're just adding one more layer, okay? There's one last thing I have to show you really fast. We're going to be doing a module next, and you're going to be writing these expressions for word problems. And I think this is going to be pretty easy for you guys, but I want to show you guys an example. So let's say Sophie had 25 stamps. You guys don't have to write this down, just watch. She shared them among herself and 4 friends. How many people is that, guys?
5.
Don't fall for that trick. 4 friends. Then Sophie found 12 more stamps. We're going to have to write an expression, kind of like what we've been solving, to match the word problem now, okay? When we're looking at this, this is just like you guys have done from first grade on, where you're solving word problems and going step by step by step. But now we're writing it in one line. What operation are we going to pull first for this problem here? Sailor? 25 divided by 5. Good. And why do you know it's 25 divided by 5?
Because that came first.
Well, it's 25 stamps and she's sharing them equally. That's usually our big blinking light. We're doing division, right? So we're going to write down 25 divided by 5. Then what's happening after that, Sophie, with your stamps? You found 12 more. So are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing there? We're adding because you found some more. 25 divided by 5 plus 12. Do I need parentheses here?
No.
No. Why?
Because
Mm-hmm.
it won't matter if you do, because you always have to do division first anyway.
Because the order of operation says division comes first, I don't need to add those in. Okay? Sometimes you will need to add parentheses if there's a section you have to do first and then like you're subtracting from it, like if it's a more complex problem. Most of the problems they're giving you are pretty simple, like this one.